Hi. Today, there was an event at Visol Unified. We called it the State of the District. It's a new event that's been become a new annual event for the last 3 years. And we look forward to it to becoming, again, an annual event. What is it? It's an opportunity for people within our community. Some of them are elected officials, others are county officials, as well as just parents and grandparents who want to know are invited to come to an event. This year was at Houston Elementary School on Houston, one of our oldest schools in the city. And the idea is this: find out what's happening in our district. What are some of our current themes and activities, and where are we going? What's in the future, near future? So it was appropriate that this being the 60th year of ISO Unified, that it be in a school that is a little over 60 years old. And with that, we had a PowerPoint that our superintendent presented. So asked if I could have a copy of it, and I wanted to present it to you today. And in sometime in the near future, there'll be a really nice polished one probably come out from the district office as well. But you're going to get a jump on it. So if I can share my screen properly here, I should be able to go whiz bang boom, and you can now see me looking at what's on the screen so that I can help you see and understand why and what we were talking about today. To start with, as I mentioned, this is not only the state of the district, but it's our 60th year. And so the dignitaries and the interested people who were attending uh, got to hear very clearly where we are and where we're headed. And one of the things that's been happening, and this was rolled out last year so that people could see where we're going, was our strategic plan. We call it Forward 2030. And what is it all about? It's about where are we going to be in the next 5 years? There are three main theme areas, some of which we highlighted today. And there's going to be more rolling out. Matter of fact, all of this is going to be on our website very shortly that you'll actually be able to see on a quarterly basis. Where are we? How are we doing? Are we hitting our goals or not? And that's at VUSD.org. The first area that you can see here on the screen is maybe you can't read it as well, but so I'll read it for you. Is high expectations, high achievement. The second area is empowering students, engaging families and community. And then the third theme area is organizational efficiency and effectiveness. Underneath each one of these is a long list, it seems like, but they're verified interest, goals, and accountability built in that we can actually measure and then reassess. Where are we? Where are we going? What's happening in these areas? We've actually realigned things in the district office to make sure we're able to measure how are these doing. And I don't know if you know that. We actually reduced some areas because we needed realignment of things. A few positions were positions that were actually done away with and moved out. We've saved money in personnel, if you will, by streamlining and realigning the areas that we needed to so that we could actually, and this was our superintendent's idea. He's going, look, how can I be accountable to you, board, if I don't have things lined up well enough that I can actually get the measurements that I need, the data that I need to, and how can I approach then the opportunity to make sure we shore up things? So here are three areas that we call priority student outcomes, PSOs. The PSOs are our guides to see, well, is it fleshing out? And there are three areas here that I'll highlight real briefly. Every student will graduate from VUSD having obtained the skills to make them ready for college, career, and life. Now, some of those areas, particularly the AG, that's if you're able to qualify for an applicant and apply to California State UC systems or University of California, so CSU or UC of California. Right now, our baseline is 34% of our students graduating from our four high schools are able to qualify. We want to see that move more than half to 52% in the next 5 years. College persistence. That means are they really are students applying for and going to college? Right now, we're 51%. We want to see that grow to 65%. And college and career ready. Are they just really ready when they graduate to either go into a career or are they ready to go to college? Right now, we're sitting at 44%. We want to see that grow to at least 60%. So again, those are measurable goals that we have set forth in our 2030 plan. The second area is every student will engage in school to be ready for learning at every grade. So we started looking at how can we measure that? Students engaged in extracurricular uh, activities is one of those, after school programs and clubs. Right now, 51% of our students are doing that. We want to see that grow to at least 61%, a 10% growth over the next few years. Student participation in advanced coursework at all levels. We're at 17% currently. We want to see that grow to at least 25%. And then students feel safe. Again, this is an interesting measurement because that's just how they feel. What's their perception? Right now, we sit at 72.5%. We want to see that at least 80% of our students. Not every student's going to always feel safe all the time, but we are making every opportunity for that to happen. One of those areas, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. You're going to see that an expenditure of what we've done in security of all of our campus in the last year and a half. The third area of our, again, priority student outcomes is that every student will grow toward proficiency in literacy, mathematics at every grade. This highlights here are the K through 6 in reading from the beginning to the end of the year. 54% to grow to 61%. Every student group K through 6 show growth in math beginning of the year to the end of the year. 49%, we want to see that grow to 57%. In every area, we want to make healthy measurements with high expectations. Now, in those three themes that I highlighted earlier, here is an overview of some of the statistics within those. Highly effective classrooms. Uh, we have just spent in this last year $42 million to increase our visual and performing arts, sports, and after-school learning programs. We've actually seen a 17% uh, enrollment rate of dual enrollment. What that means is high school students who are also taking college classes at the same time. With 17% of our students are at that area. 80% increase in students participating in automatic admissions programs. We have several universities that have given us a preferential treatment, if you will, that if a student signs up for it, they can actually get automatic admissions as they meet the requirements to do so. We have over 51% of our students are at the college and career indicators. That's a significant increase already. You remember you seeing the goal was 52%. We're almost at the goal already from our baseline just set last year. And then we have nearly 300 students in internships. Again, part of the idea of what we're doing is giving them real life opportunities. And so through our partners in the community, students are actually able to go and work at a whole huge number, 300 of them in 200 different areas. That is helping them be ready to do what? If they don't go to college, or even if they do go to college, now they have a focus in mind. But if they don't go to college, they now have some real life experience of how to work well, how to be a good employee, and find out if it works for them or not. Maybe they need to go in a different area. Nonetheless, they're getting real life connection and opportunity. The second theme is empowering students, engaging families and the community. I mentioned that we've had an increase. We're now had a 17% membership increase in our parent-teacher organizations. I believe that our superintendent said today we have 22 elementary schools. I think he said we have 17 PTAs. That's a significant increase. We want to see all of them have that, but we're growing. We're seeing that happen. I mentioned how we have over 200 community volunteers, community partners who are allowing students to actually be engaged in internships, real life, ongoing opportunities to see what it's like to work in a variety of areas. 150 students are involved in the Superintendent Advisory Committee. These are students, two from each elementary school, middle school and high school associated student body representatives who come together quarterly to bend the ear of the superintendent, to advise him. These are the things that they're thinking, they're gathering information. They go back and do studies and planning, and then come back and give him feedback. I've never seen it at this level that our superintendent is getting input from all of these students. And then K through 8 advanced learning opportunities, we have over 1,000 students involved in advanced learning, uh, both in and out of class. And this picture right here, that's a national spelling bee champion. They happen to come from, uh,
Oak Grove.
yes, so you find. The third theme is organizational efficiency and effectiveness. Over $330 million has been invested in our facilities in the last 10 years. Much of that came from Measure A, a bond measure that we passed nearly 10 years ago. $95 million, though, has also been saved for taxpayers by shortening the length of the bond by 3 years. Well, how would they do that? It's magical accounting. No, it's practical common sense accounting. Throughout the last several years, when there's an opportunity to take that bond, take that monies and invest it in a better interest-bearing opportunity because we had some sold or that we didn't sell until we were ready to actually put it into use, we were able to buy down the what do they call it, the principal, and so literally shortening by $95 million the length of the bond. That's pretty remarkable. That comes from fiscal responsibility. 50% of our schools have now been modernized. Oh, that means what? 50% still need to. But many of those schools are newer, not new, but newer than the others. So we've made an impact. We have more to go. Oh, and I mentioned earlier about the Verkada system, the one entry, single entry for every school. We spent $2.7 million improving our security systems at every school at Vice, 42 of them. And so now when you come to a school site, you don't get to open the door and go walking right in. No, there is an eyeball, well, a camera to greet you and a microphone, and an administrator on the other side can see on the iPad, oh, hi, how are you doing? What's your business here today? Who are you? Oh, you came to see, okay. And they can buzz you in. And then once in, they check your ID, and there's actually a sign-in system that's all electric, digital, excuse me, electric, old school, sorry, digital, so that we have records. As a matter of fact, every student, every staff person has to actually scan this little reader as well and scan back out. And parents or others who are on campus for a short time have to do the same thing. They scan in, they scan out. So at any time, an administrator can look up on the app and know who's on campus that's not normally here. Oh, and they just left. And so we have accountability about who's there, why they're there, and where they're going. But it doesn't come cheap. It came with a cost. But our schools are safer than they've ever been. So that's the highlight of the state of the district. There's a lot more. And I love to be able to share things with you. That's why I do this. And I'm going to be doing this more often to actually communicate with you and to let you actually ask me questions at any time. What are we doing, Paul? Where we are with this or that? And how's it going? And I want to assure you, I have never seen the kind of conscientiousness about spending taxpayers' money, but also in how we're doing what we're doing. Our principal training program, phenomenal. University of Virginia, it's called UVA. More and more of our principals are going through that because too often they were given the position because they had a great personality or they're a good, natural leader. But rarely were they actually given training of how to bring out more of the good things in them and in their leadership on their campuses. And so we've made a concerted effort, a grant, not taxpayer money, grant money that we got to be able to make this investment so that now principals are learning systems by which they develop themselves and systems by which they develop their leaders at their campuses, how and what we need to do. And it becomes local decisions of how and what we need to do. Well, that's just a small part. It's already too long, longer than I had planned. But thanks for listening. I look forward to, like I said, making more of these because I believe that the more that you know and the more transparent we are, the better we all feel about what is happening in education. Education gets a bad rap. Education doesn't change things real fast, but changes are happening and movement is happening. Growth is happening. And I'm looking forward to seeing and reporting to you some of those things over this next year. God bless.